with the third, that's what like happens in Git. Like the final version of the project is kept somewhere else, and you both have a copy of this. You do your changes, and then hey, okay, so these are my changes, and then Git will take care of merging these changes together. Not in the same time. Huh? It's but not like live, not while they are doing changes. You get to review them when the person submits them for to be merged in this other copy, in this third copy. Like upload them. So as I said, like there is a third copy of the project, and then you have a copy, and he has a copy, and then you both do changes, and then try to push or upload or merge these changes in this third copy, which is the final version of the project. Anything unclear or anyone have any questions? Like what's Git? What problems does it like help us solve?
That kind of also helps to structureize, not messy. Like, you know, if you make some change and then you create a new file and then a new file and then like what was the last one thing?
Yeah, that's what's meant by keeping track of like the history of everything, the project.
But the only question I have is like it says you can work everywhere in air.
Yes.
But how without but it means without internet, like
No. So yeah, so it depends. Please go ahead. Yeah.
For like pushing this to the main.
Yes, you can work on your project without the internet for as long as you will not need to upload the changes that you made to the remote version. So it's like it does not need internet except when you interact with like this, yeah, with the server. Yeah. Teamwork application. It helps with teamwork. It's one of the main reasons for this program is to help with collaboration and problem. But it's not the only reason. So I will. So you, for example, so you did the change at the top of the file, and she did the change at the top of the file, and then in this case, it would be easy to merge your changes together in the same file. Let's say that you work on the same area, and then you does not understand how to merge these changes. So again, I can't merge these changes. Please help me merge. And this is what we call a merge conflict. And someone has to go in manually, and that is also. That's it. We will talk about that conflict. We will use it in the final question. We will get many conflicts.
take the freedom to work with.
Yeah.
We can already decision line. So that was, I have first to download the changes from the main versions and then make conflict in my own and then using that.
Yes, that's basically it. But we are gonna talk about why this happens more in details some in this session, some get to you had a question. Okay. Anyone else has any question?
So, yeah.
See how.
Yeah. So, anyone knows what's the difference between Git and GitHub?
Yeah. Side.
Thank you.
Yeah. So you
Website. Yeah. Save the stories.
Okay, so that's right. That's partially right.
Well, GitHub is a website that you can share your code when it's done. But Git, it's you can work in groups. You can, as you said, merge the codes together for like a teamwork. You cannot like put it there and put it public. It's for those people that you work with.
That's also.
Yeah.
Centralized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's the centralized place where you place the project
For everyone to take a copy of it to make their own changes locally. That's GitHub. And then locally, to do these changes, you have to use Git. It's just a program on your laptop, just like VS Code or whatever program that you have on your laptop. It does not like relate to GitHub. They are two different things. GitHub is just a website and a centralized computer where you keep your version of the repository or the project on. Is anyone confused what's the difference or need me to repeat or anything? Yeah. So GitHub is a centralized place where you keep a final version of your project on. And then everyone copies this version from GitHub locally and start doing changes with Git. Does this mean that I can use Git with another server or with another website? Yeah. There is Git buckets and there is GitLab and there are like many more websites that can act as a centralized server where you keep your project. And they all will be interacted with using Git.
So let's say a GitHub is a place where we set our work, which use the technology of Git, the software, and this gets software using in the local machine. So it's shared between GitHub and your local machine. So that GitHub which is you can say database for.
Does it mean like our project inputs are exactly on it, and then we want to share it, then is GitHub or the best way to work as a kind of interface to that data?
In some sense, you have your Git local to see your changes in the way that GitHub expects. And then
Is it like the way internet works, is like we are trying to everything is somewhere.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So let's see.
So we will move to the next part, which is installing Git and creating a GitHub account. But before we do that, I want to ask you guys, you folks, these couple of questions, like who knows which command we use in command line to list the contents of directory? No.
WD.
No. So let me try and yeah, I believe I am recording this session. Yeah. Okay. So all right. So this is my command line. Let me just make it a little bit bigger. All right. Okay, so I am here in this directory, which if I want to print which directory I am in, which command would I use? So what does cd do? What does it stand for? What does cd stand for? Like, as a command. Yeah. Change directory. So it's just a shortcut for changing the directory. So you use cd to go to another directory. Okay, and then we say we want to know which directory we are in right now. It's not related. These questions are not related to Git. These are basic command line comments. So if I want to print which directory I'm in right now, which stands for working directory. So this is how you can like memorize what command does what. So for example, cd is change directory. pwd is print working directory. And then so if I want to know which directory I'm in right now, I would say pwd, and then it tells me, hey, you are in /home/immunes. Okay. Now, if I want to change this directory, if I want to go only to /home, can anyone tell me what would I type? Yes. And then I just want to go to -home or /home. Yeah. And then I'm here at home. As you can see, it printed where I am. And if I did print working directory, it will tell me you are at /home. All right. Okay, so now I am going back to /home/immunes, and then I want to know what are the things or the files and folders that exist in the current working directory that I'm in. Sorry, no, this is used in the programming languages mostly, command line. But you said ls, which stands for list. Yeah. So just as easy as this, if you want to list stuff, you just use ls, which stands for list, an abbreviation for list. Okay, so I'm gonna use ls to know what do I have here. It printed something empty. So that means I don't have anything in my current directory. So let me create some files. Now, if I do ls to see how many files or directories I have, I'd get that I have file1.txt and I have file2.txt. Now I have listed the content of the current working directory I'm in. Okay, so what do I do if I want to create a directory? Yes. Which stands for make directory. Which is, so MK is make and dir is directory. So that's, yeah. And then I will create, for example, directory 1. And then if I do ls again, I find that I have directory 1 and then file1.txt and then file2.txt. Okay, so how do I go into directory 1?
It's like a folder.
Like, yeah, folder. Yes, yes. A directory is a folder. Sorry. Yeah. Slash like this. And then dir 1. Anyone disagrees? Why? Okay, so let's try with the slash and without slash. Okay, so I'm gonna try with slash and then it tells me no such file or directory. And then I'm gonna try without slash and we are gonna talk about the difference and then it actually goes inside dir 1. Okay, so now let's talk about the difference. So if we have a path that starts with a forward slash, that means I'm going in from the root of the file system. Okay. So when we try to type in change directory, we either specify the path inside the current directory, like starting from the current directory. If we don't have, okay, let me try to find a better way to explain this. So currently, this is the current path that we are in, right? If I say cd directory 1, it will start looking from the current path that I'm in for directory 1. Okay, if I said cd slash directory 1, it will start looking from here, and then it will be as if I'm saying it, go to the first folder that exists on the operating system, and then start looking from there. So if I only did, for example, cd like this, you can see that there is a folder called just /, and it's the first point where folders exist on the operating system. It is the first folder ever where everything exists inside it. Does this make sense? Okay. So how do I go back to my home folder? And then, yeah. Okay. So, okay. So we went through all of these commands. So listing content, one final time, which command would I use? And then cd. Cool. And then okay, awesome. Okay, so now we went through these nice commands, and now anyone does not have Git or does not have GitHub account made and is facing any problem. Anyone did not install Git locally? You did not? Anyone else?
I think this.
Okay. So all of you have Git locally. And all of you, when they type Git version, you get an out. Okay. And all of you have GitHub. Okay, cool. So I'll just take the next.
And all of you were invited to a class before. Okay. Yeah. So check your email and I invited you to Put in your. Yeah, I know some of you already did. Yeah. You didn't get one?
Should be.
Okay, so you wanted to see some examples on how to interact with Git, basically. Okay.
That's me last.
So how do I, the way I would create a Git repository, anyone knows that? How would I create a Git repository? That's in abstract what we want to do. Yes. And then, for example, let's call it repo1, and then can anyone help me create a Git repository? Okay. So can anyone tell me at least what a Git repository is? Yes, that's right.
It's like a tree. And whenever you have, you need to create this kind of. Yeah, then you create branches. It's like the main thing where it's like project based.
You are talking about, okay, in some sense, okay, so that's a Git repository. Can anyone tell me what's a workspace?
Branch.
No. No branch.
Copy of the project.
Sorry?
What is the project?
That's right. The repository is, in some sense, logically speaking, it's the project itself. A repository, when I say a Git repository, I mean the project itself. So if I say that actual future Git repository, it means that, okay, so this is the project itself. Does this mean that any Git repository has to be a project? Like a programming project? Can I just like have a Git repository of images, for example? Yes, that's right. That's right. So think of Git repository as a folder that exists on new local that it knows how, like, when you update it. But it's just a collection of files that you have locally as folders inside a specific folder. So for example, if I made a new directory called repo1. Now this is just a folder on my machine. It's not a Git repository yet. So how do I tell Git that I want to create a repository that's called repo1? Okay, so let me teach you a little trick where if you don't know like how a tool should be used, and this tool is used through command line, then you can just type in git help, and then it will tell you exactly what commands. Okay, I don't have git, nice, okay. Cool.
Most of them need to go through configuration, so they install it and
We can go through configuration, but we have to be inside a Git repository to go through the configuration. So right, so now I have Git locally, and this is how I install Git, and then I would type git help. Someone said something correct. Yes, because git init says create an empty git repository or reinitialize an existing one. Does that make sense? And then all of these commands are the commands supported by the Git CLI itself. We are gonna go through some of them and explain exactly how they work and how to use them, but not everything. Okay, so now I am inside repo one. Now I want to tell Git that this is a Git repository. What do I type? Yeah. So it says, regardless of these hints, it says initialized empty Git repository in, and then gives me the path.
So we not copy from the info, we just really want to create it.
I just created a repository locally. Which okay, so your question takes me to what's the difference between a local Git repository and a remote Git repository?
I want to create something, then
Yeah. Yes, but can I use a local repository without remote? Yes, yes. Yes, exactly. But why would I do that?
Because you're working.
Okay.
Because you don't have internet. You want to see your changes for GIT, back to your mistakes.
Okay, so as I said before, we are going to talk about this later. Git keeps track of everything that you do.
But only if you have.
Only if you tell it to keep track of this, but it keeps track of everything that you do. And that means that you can go back in time when you made a mistake and then change it.
Kind of.
Yeah, kind of back to the future. Okay, so now I have initialized an empty repository. Okay, let's say I am gonna let's open this in the editor here. It's gonna be okay. I'm just trying to open the file in my editor, and then we can continue. Right. Just one final thing to do. Okay. So I have this empty folder that's basically does not contain anything, and I told Git that, hey, this is my repository. I want this folder to be a repository. how do I know if I'm actually inside a repository or not? If I say, for example, that I have another folder. Okay. If I say that I have another folder called repo2. How do I know whether I am in a repository or not? That's right, but just typing in git status should tell me if I am in a git repository or not. If pwd prints the current working directory but does not interact with git. So one by one. So if I want to go inside a different directory, then I
status and you see the thing that state, so you just cd.
yes, exactly. I would just cd, like I will change directory. I don't know where my repo is. I'm just checking my folders to see like if this is a repository or not. So I asked Git to print the status, and then it told me fatal, not a Git repository or any of the parent directories. Is this part clear? Is this confusing? Okay, that's confusing.
It's confusing when you see this, and you just
Yes, that's
and you see this.
if I go into repo one and we already said git init inside this repo one, and then I type in git status. It says, okay, you are on branch master, no commits yet, nothing to commit, stuff, blah, blah, blah. And then this message tells me that, okay, so this folder that I'm in right now is a git repository. But if I went to the other folder, which is not a git repository, and then I executed git status, it tells me, okay, so this is not a git repository. You should, that means go back one more, go back one more level. Go back up.
Dots, it's like
You
a
have
folder.
For the current okay, so looks like we need that. Okay. So does every one of you has Mac? Okay, some have Windows, right? But you work on, but you have Git installed. Okay, you are actually working with. Anyone else have a look? Can you that's one. Yeah. You follow the.
Well, the Git is installed, but we have.
Please, everyone, like, make sure that you Git installed. Type in git dash dash version. And see that it prints something. How did you? The version is final. You have it. What about you?
I have more data or it's just for your future.
No, that's fine.
Two forward, space dash dash. And it's like minus. Yes. Like this. Okay. Cool.
So you don't connect it to GitHub. But can everyone like create their own personal repository locally? Try and create your own personal repository and name it after your names. I don't want the repository in GitHub. I just want it locally on the machine. So when you say Git init inside a folder, that means you are telling Git that this folder is your own repository. And then it will know that this folder is a repository. You don't have to specify it. But let's say you want to understand more what Git init does. How would I do that? Explain it just. Yeah. What would I do? Like if I want to know the commands that are available on Git, I do git dash dash help, right? And these are all the commands that are available on Git. And then if I want to know what does git init do, I would say git init dash dash help. Okay, that's my machine's mistake. Okay. That's my machine's mistake, sorry. Okay. But ideally you would be able to say git, then the command, and then dash help, with just dash, one dash, and then F. That would give you help about what else that can do. Okay. Okay, so. Okay. Yeah, okay, so what which directory are you? So in this directory, you don't have to just configure. So you either, the ideal way is to just change to another directory, or you have to. And then this is how that environment. Like environment, how that should be. How much is the other?
Just more, but
Terminal, back in the old days, before you had like UI, stuff like that, you only this terminal that you work with. So, does anyone know what a terminal is? Like, why do we use terminal? Okay, so I made the wrong assumptions from the beginning. Okay, so a terminal is a way to give the operating system commands directly. Like without. So for example, if I want to create a folder, I would open this folder explorer and then go inside, for example, this PC, and then go to my hard drive, and then right click and say new folder. Yes, that's how I create a folder from the UI. As a exactly, but we are developers, so we not all of the servers would allow you to have a GUI. Like lots of servers are just terminals that you can give commands to the operating system. You can use to give commands to the operating system directly.
I'll just see this, because I have tried and I don't know where.
Yes. So if you want to see your repository on a Mac, you would say you would type in the command open, and then space, and then dot. Then press enter.
It's only Mac, right?
So this is where your repository is using your GUI. Why? You should create a repository anywhere that you feel comfortable. Then go inside. Now it's inside. And then double click on it again.
Because see, it's not
Not in this folder from that. I would do that. So should I make?
The place that you want.
Maybe, like, be careful. What happens if you don't, if you move the file to another place and it's for not less.
Yeah. You have, yeah, you have to. So you have to move to specific task.
But when I wanted to create it in another place.
And I just write.
Because I just
Go ahead.
like, automatically, alternative, like, let's say I don't want.
Did not go there. Because, so I think that we typed in that. I'm gonna repeat this part again. I'm gonna repeat this part. Okay. So can I? Folks, yeah, just a second. Okay, so lots of people were asking, okay, so I don't want to create my directory here. What should I do? Or my repository here in this place, what should I do? So I would go to the place where I want to create my own repository. So for example, for me, I want to be in my home folder, and then I want to create a directory called repositories, which will contain all my repositories, and then go inside this repositories and then create another directory called repository one. And then how do I make repository one a repository, a Git repository? I go inside repository one and then type in git init. Git init understands that the current working directory, so I'd say pwd, which is this one, it will understand that I want to create a directory inside this one for as long as I said cd and then took this path and then pasted it's like home immunis repos repo one. And then I say git init, it will understand right away that this is where I want to create my repository. And then git status, it says I'm on branch master and then no commits yet and nothing to commit. So that means I'm inside the repository. Is anyone confused how to create a repository in a specific file?
I said, well, project. So that my project section with yeah, I want to see.
So how do I
How can I go out? They use them. Yeah. Name, like so. This. I think there's no page up there. So. Right inside. And not have to keep.
Folders, all other folders. And then this folder is called just this folder. So when you say anything here, folders, that means we want to create a directory. This big folder, every thing exists. But this big folder contains operating system files, contains a lot of configuration files, and a lot of things related to operating system. So we don't use this big folder or home directory, root directory of the root to have our stuff. They do Windows in this case, if you remove all of them, type in DW, use this directory of Windows to be your directory that you want to create everything. So if you want to okay, so again, that's what I'm looking at. And then should I just name it?
I think because I just not that we don't go on.
Okay. I'm gonna talk about home directory because we created the document inside your home directory. No, you should not. I want to create a report side. You don't want to do that. So that practice, you can always do that. Can I have your? So it looks like some of you are confused a bit of the concept of how packets work in the operating system. So in general, like it's the same idea with Windows and Mac and Linux. You have a very big folder that contains all of the programs and all of the files and all of the configurations required by the operating system to run. And this is called the root directory, or the root folder. And like, for example, in Windows, this is the C partition. In Mac OS, this is the /user/username. In Linux, it's /home/username. Okay, and this root directory, when I say cd /, then I am in the root directory. This root directory on Linux is just referred to as /. Just this /. Okay. For you who are on Windows and are running this mingw terminal, like for example, you are running it, and you see this one. This is called. This is as if you are running Linux. As if you are running this on Linux. So if you say cd /, what does it do?
First I was to the C.
Change directory.
I changed it to the D now and it works.
Okay. But what I mean is like I'm trying to explain just the concept of root directory, Linux and in Mac. And this root directory, like for example, if I list the contents in my root directory, so I see folders like bin, which is binaries and lots of other folders that I don't understand what's happening. And then all of these folders are just the files and folders of running the operating system. I don't want to touch any file or any folder in these files or folders. What I want to do is go to my home directory. And this home directory is, for example, when I go to Windows, if I go to this PC, blah, 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 this is my home directory. This home directory contains downloads, my documents, my music, my repository, stuff like that. This is my home directory where I want to place all of my files and folders in. And then on, as I said, on Linux, this home directory exists under /home/ my username, my account username. You mean like?
Just you choose all your list, and on this list where
No, yeah. It's very just because it's like small font. For example, like my home directory, this is one of my home directory, like this is my home directory on my machine. And then underneath it, there is a folder called my username. And then if I go under that, this is my home directory where I can, for example, create my own reports, add my own files, download my own stuff, documents, stuff like that.
how do we know when
How do I know? So this is a trick, but you don't have to do that. How do you know your name, your username on the machine? You just ask the operating system, who am I? And then it tells me, hey, you are. So if I get lost, I can just type in who am I?
Like can go or comments.
Yeah. This is a little bit intimidating, but I'm gonna give you a cheat sheet after the session for all of these commands. And when you use them a lot, they're gonna be like, I want to CD, so you're just like, okay, CD is exactly like the same cat in the knee. Okay. Just one more trick also. If you type in CD without any arguments, without giving it the path that you want to go to, it will go to your default home directory. So for example, if I type in CD and then say pwd, it took me back to my home directory. So this is a configuration in Linux and Mac. That's a little bit out of scope of the session today, but just for your reference, this is gonna take us to more detail. We don't want to go there. So guys, make sure you don't create Git repositories in your default or in your home directory, because you don't want to track that. You want to be organized. Every repository exists in its own folder, stuff like that.
So you don't have like your future folder and then inside all the repository.
Exactly.
You do that. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
You okay? What's the time you be quick? 2 weeks. 2 weeks? Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can start.
Okay.
Let's like break whenever you want to. It should be here, like 1 or 2. So maybe.
So just the pin comes and then we will stop. So shall we move forward or do you want to have any questions? But you don't make this create a folder. Yeah. Under this folder, and then go inside this folder and then say different. Yeah. And this folder will deal with it.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you want to put the name of your keywords, you should use a dash. Or. I want to previous search, but I put the back left. And I'll be making it just like.
Type the terminal.
So, like to create.
If you create a new folder through the GUI, you can just place space.
Through the.
Through the user interface, which is this one.
Ah, yeah.
You can
No,
place
no, but I
space.
don't.
You want.
Like.
Like a phone.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I go like.
So whatever, you know, this thing,
But. I.
You don't, when you say it, you don't spell it the folder. You go inside the folder. I can just be one.
Yeah, but I was. I agree.
Yes, how do you create a folder? No.
direct way.
Okay.
Go inside.
And so you should
Why it doesn't
make
find
us
it?
the folder and divide it.
Go inside directly.
Would you please come here? So I do it again. Yeah. Okay, CD, project. So I just go. Then now how it comes up. I think it's that. I go to that. And then.
Shall we move on?
When you're seeing it.
On branch.
The same thing. Well, the directory, not. Because let's say it like this. So all repositories are directories, but not all directories are equivalent. So, so if you create a directory, the way you change it or added to be a repository as well as a directory is by saying git in. But you have to create the directory first.
But like it's local first and then.
When you work.
Sorry, Aaron.
But what's the difference? You work always on the repository, not in the.
What's the difference? Like, if you work on a repository, you're working inside a directory. So when you create a repository, in some sense, you are just transforming this directory to be a repository as well. Now it's a directory and a. That's where you work, and that's where you work. So you are working.
You can work without.
So you can just. You will not give the directory without it being a repository person, but you can work a sense that you can write code inside the directory.
Oh, okay.
This is what I mean. You can work.
Like you can use these ones for your programs.
Commit, you cannot push, you can, we are gonna talk about all of these concepts. Yeah. You can do anything.
It's like your playground.
Of the power. Sometimes, yeah. You take your own local plan. Yeah.
So the first one is without fail, its statues. Has been completed. Make a file with visuals. Put it in that file. You have made it for one of this stuff.
Take a step back. What are you trying to do?
Now I'm trying to process everything that happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So right now we have the file. We do the codes on Visual Studio Code, but we should put the files in the folder that we created on the desktop with the. They get statues.
You don't have to like copy paste them. You can just like
Go like that.
go inside the folder. So, like at least last time.
And how do we push it?
I believe last time, the previous session, that you had, talked about best practices, like how to design your website, how to, order out, stuff like that. So you are putting your own website under. And then you go inside this. Directory that they go to the website, they. What they. Now. Like. So that's. So this is, one of the. Yes. So, let's. First one, move to the repos. Yeah.
Okay, now here's the.
Okay.
The date.
Do we go?
I would.
So if I can get your attention just for a minute, if I am inside, for example, if I'm inside this path, home immunis repos, what do I do to go back? to go back just one level up. So I should do cd dot dot slash, and then where am I now? I'm one level up actually.
Desktop.
Just slash, I think.
Just no, just dash 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 actually, even without the forward slash, without this forward slash, sorry, dot dot, will take me one level up.
So we can use one slash or without slash.
Without slash, it would be the same. Without the forward slash, it will be the same. So just dot dot will take me one level back up. Okay.
Okay, so I got C. That. Already. Yeah. I doesn't ask better.
So if you don't know how,
Getting it?
if you don't know what do you how do you figure out? How else do you figure out? You just type in dash dash, exactly what you command.
Okay, so right now, let's get in it.
Yeah.
And okay. Now I just pushed it in.
Now, do the next step.
It gets it in. Get that loose. Can I put my whole Go for it. Just my
So, the whole way. Share the code. So this is the concept of power. And this concept of share of keep it up. This goal is what. Something more. That's exactly. I'll just connect my PC.
So, yes,
Get a break. Before we start the next step.
Yeah.
So we can refresh. You're welcome.
Our lunch is up here. It's coming in 6 minutes.
yeah.
Let's make a break.
You can thank me later.
You want to take
The name of
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. And you can say, you're going to stay with me. And when you get that.
You remember this?
How can I see you?
I So you. Now you are in the. And you want to go to. That's just the same way that you do.
I'm around. Just like.
There is a whole period.
أو إذا ما بدك
Okay. Lunch, everybody in here? Yes, Rama. Transport. Today I bought ticket. Huh? Oh, back. Just take your screenshot. Did you book it up? Yeah, first time, I know he just bought it, there's the pumping, and then he will. It's been a shop. You have the ticket? Yeah. That ticket. You don't have the drive, no? Yes. And I think you will. Yeah, that's where you can also, but here, you should have. The same.
Can we go?
Or I prefer the. That I can. I don't know.
Are you gonna take?
Yeah, it's. For the fact. Sent this. Yeah. There should be a PDF attachment. It's forward. Yeah, I know, it's more easier like this, because. I send it to this. Yeah. Got the. Accepted on the. Oh, no, the ticket there. Look at what they are using. Okay, and then I'll send you one. So just add this mobile player. Right. Download. Yeah. You have to use the browser data. So upload receipt there, right in the transportation. Let's go on. The sandwiches are here. Yes, lunch is here. New plate. Got good reviews. M&M bagels. The park. BBQ. And this one is really better. Okay, now barbecue for. Barbecue. How much do you want barbecue?
But it's like, I didn't.
Create this website. Or maybe the ones that we should work. Yeah.
I went somewhere. I don't want to do it. I make it from right from back.
Because I want to talk about the first folder on your like. It's kind of like a folder, and then there are a lot of other folders, and the folder there are a lot of other folders. And then if you want to to just use the forward slash. If you are, for example, if you are, for example, on the folder,
I mean.
now, if you are inside, specific node, in this case, or your list, that all these files and folders and files come like that. And you want to go inside this directory one, you just say, I want to go inside a directory one. This whole relative path goes relative to where I am.
That's
I'm
local.
doing this place, I want to go to this
Yeah.
place. So my relative path starts with directory one. I'm here, I want to go to the directory one, I can start from the absolute back, which is starting from the root directory. I start to down the tree until I actually know. Yeah. Yes, the plan is very like in here and then someone and just don't have to create that. We're having great.
Site users, which,
Okay. Also, and much like the special directory called home directory.
yeah, I also have there.
You can just go to the home directory. Let's go back to your topic. Compress that.
Almost subject to English. Completely, it's and then from that point. I just look.
That's yeah. Why? Well, even some of the month, some of you can do. What about me? We are. How are you? You feel cool. I'm pretty. How did you join that? Oh. Because I didn't have, to go to create the team. Like the class, right? But it is, but it doesn't matter. But I made it. I already made it. It was just if the connection. I don't know, like they use it for not right now. I mean, that's why. I don't. Have you ever heard that term? The case about. No. Yeah. You know, they're guns.
From Brazil.
Afghan. They, I mean, like they went to Brazil by boat illegally. It's a long way. Right now, there's a lot of.
I will start.
Beautiful.
Yes, guys, we will take a short break from Git, and I want to talk about HTML validation, which is a tool to validate your HTML code, and you get tips for better Word Word Web World Wide Web standards. So if I don't know if you have talked about this W3C. So it's tool to validate your HTML code file, and you get tips, warnings, errors if you have an error, any errors in the HTML. Not debugging, but just tips to follow the standards of worldwide web standards. So if you have, do you have this is a lot. Yeah, so you can.
Do you have a register?
That's yeah. So we can type directly for HTML. So you get tips, warnings, for example, and that help, for example, for SEO, if you're missing some attributes to make better SEO for your HTML files. Consider language attribute to the HTML. So you're missing HTML attribute language for, so if you add it, so it will be better for SEO, or if, for example, add an image here, for example. Ah,
That's a lot of
Danish,
keywords,
Danish,
sorry.
yeah. For example, here, you will get error, for example, for image element engine missing required attribute source. So it gives you tips to validate your HTML file and make the standard HTML file for the Word standards. Yeah, so you can change it on your local and push it to your GitHub, make changes. Yeah.
It's wrong, but when I check sometimes it's like 100.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, yeah, you can do that by some filtering. So, yeah. Yeah, so can check. For example. So you can choose any filtering for that. And warnings. Warning is not error. It's okay, but if you wouldn't follow the standards of web pages, so you have to do that. And errors, you need to do that. Yeah, that just it's just helpful for your HTML files. Yeah, so you can click it and see where exactly where the error. For example, here we click it on the head, so it shows you the head. Yeah, that is.
Last week, the Hacker Future family group by one person, maybe a future Hacker Future course participant, the meeting had a healthy son. Yeah. We want to get together and give you something. So I asked my wife, what do you give someone who got a newborn? And instead of giving something for the baby, I want to give something to so you can have some alone time at some point and have some cozy time. So we got a gift card to Espresso House, or you can use any other table to go and have a cup of coffee. And then for everybody else, we got the donut. Yeah. So take if you want. If not, there's more for you. Okay.
Okay. So back to this. Okay. So what we are going to talk about now is mainly the part where you can push your changes to GitHub and like share it with the others, because moving forward, you will be submitting your homeworks on GitHub. So for the upcoming lessons as well, you'll be submitting the homeworks on GitHub. So first, who here does not have a GitHub account? Okay, I'm gonna take this silence as everyone has a GitHub account, and I will assume working right away. So this is one of my repositories. This is my personal repository. No, we don't want to actually have it explained on that. Yes, this repository. So this is your Hack Your Future homework repository, and everything you will submit will be as a homework will be on this repository, whether it's for this session or for the upcoming session. Am I right? Okay. So now this repository exists on GitHub. We want to like take a copy of it and have it locally. So the way, how do we interact with GitHub? Which with Git clone, but huh? Yes, but if so, I know that if I don't know that it's Git clone that does that, I just sorry. I just sorry for this. Typing GitHub and then start reading the commands and then, hey, clone a repository into a new directory that's called clone. So what I would do is press on this button, which is not quite intuitive. Keep it on HTTPS and then press here. So I copied this URL. This URL, if you took this URL like this and went into a new tab and inputted it, this is the URL of the repository on GitHub. So what I did is I took this URL as a copy and then I'm asking Git, hey, please clone this repository. So what I did is git clone and then the repository URL. And I'm pressing enter. So now I do have a repository called hack or a directory called Hack Your Future Homework. And then I want to go inside this Hack Your Future Homework and see what's inside it. So there's a folder called source, file called packagelog.json, file called package.json, hack your future modules.js, and they exactly match this part. All right. Okay.
How did you open that terminal in Virtual Studio?
You can let me close it. So there is I would press Control P and then type in terminal and then create new terminal. And then there is, as you can see, there is a shortcut, Control Shift Backtick. There's this shortcut here. You can find this shortcut like this, and then I choose it, but instead it will open this. This is a PowerShell terminal. I don't want a PowerShell terminal. I want a Bash terminal. So So PowerShell is uses a different set of command syntax than Bash, and PowerShell is specific only to Windows. PowerShell is for Windows. Is the terminal PowerShell is the name of the terminal for Windows. Bash is the name of the terminal for Linux. I'm just simplifying. The one that exists on GitHub. It's no. It's not related to Windows or Linux. Any URL would work on both Windows or Linux. Okay.
Choose the, you can have Windows, so you choose all the stuff, but you can have Linux.
If you have whether Linux or Windows, you always choose bash, just so that we are agreeing on the same set of commands we are using. So the way I open a bash terminal is by clicking this plus sign on the right and then choosing git bash. This one, this one.
Yes.
This will open the. Yes, yes. This will open this bar. You can select everything.
They're just like. Just command J, format. What about control J?
Control backtick. Backtick. You know this like small thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Which one? You can also use that, and then new terminal. You can also use that. It's just that it's a little bit different on every machine.
Okay, so if homework.
Yeah.
And then we just like basically copy that,
Yes.
go back to the terminal.
Yeah.
Perfect.
This we call. Oh, this is you're using Apple. Yeah. Okay. It's the same. This one is the same exact.
The gate has the intervention, the terminal should change.
If they have Git locally, then Git, if it's a Windows machine, and they install Git locally and they follow the same exact thing on the Accurate Feature repo, they should have Git bash as a terminal. Otherwise, something went wrong.
So one more project. Spectacle about it.
Yeah.
Scares me. Is it going to get harder? Like the first shot, like after shots?
Normally,
And the simple things you go to the Git, week one, my personal SQL, and it's gonna do the code here, and then save. Yeah. Send it. We'll have to do the part, and we'll send it to the.
Then you have to create your own brand. Instead of using a snapshot, so that for you, how again to do it today? We have some. Guys, we're a little bit late. We're gonna need to move a little bit quicker. Yes.
Okay, everyone cloned. I'm gonna assume everyone cloned the repository. Okay, so now we are gonna talk a bit about how we can make our changes and submit our changes. So here I am on Hack Your Future folder. Okay. Yep. And then it says here, if I type in git status, it says here I am on branch main. So what does it mean that I'm on branch main?
Again.
Yes.
What is
Yes.
it?
So it says here that I am on branch main. If you do git status inside this Hack Your Future directory, it will tell you you are on branch main.
Better not.
Huh?
Great.
That's correct. That's the best practice, not to do any changes on main without someone else reviewing it. Main is by default the main branch on Git repositories. So it contains, let's say it like this, it does not contain any mistake because before merging code inside main or adding code by anyone inside main, everyone has to sign off, hey, this code is okay. So then it goes into main. Then we are gonna talk a bit also about this sign off like flow. It's called purpose, but what does it mean to have a branch? If anyone knows previously, what does a Git branch mean? It's a what?
You make a copy and everyone.
Exactly. Exactly. Now you want to work on your project. Now you want to make changes, but without impacting the main branch, because otherwise your software, for example, you may make mistakes. You need to copy, in a sense, copy the whole project from this default branch into another branch that's called your own branch. Into another branch, you can call it whatever you want, but it's your own branch. Is this part clear? Or I'm just making a copy. It's like I went to a directory and said right click copy and then pasted it somewhere and then started doing my changes. You did copy the original. I'm sorry?
So you are the copy, not the original.
Exactly.
The
Exactly. You
Okay.
edit the copy, not the original. Yes. So how do I make a branch to copy like the main to copy the main code? It's easy. I can just type in git help. It says, okay, so there is a command called branch which says list, create, or delete branches. So I'm gonna say git branch, and then I don't know what does this branch do. I'm gonna type in -h, which then tells me, okay, usage, git branch, give it some options, blah, blah, blah. We don't understand what this is. We don't care about it. Where is, okay, so for now, just let's do it like this. So if you want to create a branch, it's as easy as saying git branch and then give it a branch name. So let me say, for example, this is week 1 homework. Okay. Now I created a branch called week 1 homework. If you sorry for that.
Develop update.
If you see here, we are still on main. We want to know which branch we are currently. We are gonna read it together. We want to just know which branch we are currently on.
Here.
You're not in the right place. You need to go inside the folder. You need to be inside, you need to change directly inside the folder that you cloned, the repository that you cloned, to be able to do the same commands that we are gonna do. But give commands don't work inside, except inside a repository. Or a folder that's a repository, but you don't make it more confusing. Like so every repository is a folder, but not every folder is a repository. Let's keep it like this. Shall we continue? So now I created a branch, and I want to understand and like list all the branches that I have currently. I would say just git branch and then dash dash list. Now there are 2 branches. There is main and week 1 homework, which is the one I just created. Okay, but as you can see, it's like doing this asterisk or star sign and saying and making main look green or different from the other branches, which means that any changes that I will do will be as if they are going on main, which is not what I want. I want to go first to this branch and then do my changes here. So it's still the same repository. So TD will not work. It's still the same exact repository. It's just like as if we are making a copy of this repository inside itself. So the command we use is exactly what they said, is checkout, and then we do week 1 / homework. Now it says switch to this branch. Now any change that I do will be on this branch, not on the main branch. So that when I send these changes to GitHub, GitHub will have my own branch, and then we can say, okay, so what's the difference between my own branch and the main branch? And then people can see these changes and say, okay, you are correct, your changes will work, so that afterwards they get merged into main. It's still like we are still building up to like the whole full picture. So like we are still gonna go into details of this one. So now I am checking out on my week 1 homework, which is the branch I created, and I want to do my own changes. So let's say I will go inside the server, inside this file, JavaScript file. No, let's go inside something, pages, index.js, for example, and I want to add another header that's 3. And then I just want to add this part or this small piece of code change. Okay. Now let's see. Let's see how does git status look like now. What's the status of the repository right now? Can you see like, yes, it says that this sources page is index.js, this same exact file is modified. And then it tells me some other messages like, okay, so we are on branch week 1 homework, and then changes not stage for commit. Use git add file to update what will be committed. So how Git works is that it keeps track of all of the changes. It understands the changes that you made, but it does not keep track of them. You have to explicitly say, hey Git, keep track of this change to be able to commit it to your branch. That's okay. How do we tell Git to keep track of this change? That yes. So git adds and then git add. And then we give it the path, the relative path from or whatever is printed here. And then copy it and paste it here. Okay, so now let's see what does git status print. So can you see what's the difference? It's still modified, but now it's real because Git now understands that I am going to commit this file. I'm keeping track of it. And then it tells me that, hey, these changes will be committed. Like this change that you made. Okay. So now how do I commit? Just exactly like that, git commit. But for git commit to work, you have to provide a commit message. Ideally, the commit message explains in summary, what will this change do? That's how you would write a git commit. For example, what we added is just adding an H3. So I would say git commit -m add an H3. Okay. Now I have committed my changes. Now git status tells me, okay, so there is nothing else to commit. Your work tree is clean, regardless of what working tree means. But now I have committed my changes. So what does it mean to commit your changes?
Like let everyone else know.
Not let everyone know. There's one step for letting everyone else know. But what does it mean to commit your changes?
Don't say anything.
Like making track of what you've done.
So like you said, save it. How is it as if you press control save? Or keep track of it. Like this commit, this will not be discarded easily. Like you made the commit, you committed this change to your branch, so no, it will not be changed easily. Or you are satisfied with this change, this is what you are going to use. Does this make sense?
In case that you made a mistake, you can also go back on that thing.
You can also go back on that. But it's like, okay, so now this is serious. Like now this is a serious code change, and then we want to keep it.
So if I
So like when you do control save, you change the file itself on your computer. So if you did not change the file itself on your computer, how would it know that your file changed? Do you see the point? You want to conclude? Any questions? Okay, I'm gonna take this file for the yes to continue. But please stop if you have anything else to say. Okay. So now we have committed our changes. Now we want to see them on GitHub. So we already did git commit. So now we need to git push. Now our branch, this week one homework only exists on our local copy of the repository and does not exist on the remote copy, which is on GitHub. Right? So when we say we want to push it to the remote part, we always say origin and then space and then the same name of the branch. Whenever you see this origin before a branch name and then between them is a space or a forward slash, you should know that what this means is the remote branch, not your local branch. Whenever you see origin switch, that this is the branch on the remote copy, not on your local copy.
So we push it on the main.
We are not pushing it on the main, we are just pushing it on the remote copy.
And create the branch.
It will be auto created. So this means that even though this does not exist on the remote part, it will be auto created on the remote part. Okay. So let's see. I don't have write access on the repository, of course. Okay. Okay, cool. Hey, Renee. Can you add me as a, can you give me right access on this?
Yeah. It needs to come from admin, right?
Yes.
So, settings. Then,
You guys
okay, yeah.
repeat this, okay. Can you repeat the steps like we just discussed? Like try to create your own brand against this. I think you all have right access.
I have a problem.
Don't have to have idea.
So all the things that you want, I get.
Yes, this is what's inside VS Code is just a terminal, just like a terminal that you use alone. It's not different. It's the same terminal. It's just integrated inside VS Code. You don't have to have this terminal of VS Code like this one. This is just a terminal, just like this one. Where is it? Just like this one. It's the same. It's just exists inside VS Code as a luxury for developers, but you don't have to use it. Mm.
Cannot call.
You cannot clone the repository.
I tried.
So guys, just one thing to explain that you are probably gonna hit. So now, when you try to clone a repository, let me do like this. Okay. Now let me try to clone the same repository again. Okay, so apparently I have clone configuration. So when you try to clone the repository, if you face this issue of entering your username and password, you enter your username, but you don't enter your password. So this hub does not work with passwords anymore. It's no longer using passwords. It's using something called a personal access token. And the way you generate these ones is by going up here, pressing settings, and then go all the way down, press developer settings, and then you can see personal access token, and then go to tokens, and then you generate a new token like this. Of course, it's gonna ask you for this two-factor authentication codes.
Go on first.
Yeah,
Find. From there, which one? Is it find grind token?
so let's go again from the beginning. So you go to settings, you go all the way down on the left here, developer settings. You go to personal access tokens, and then you choose tokens. And then it's gonna ask you to re-enter your password or authentication code for two-factor authentication or whatever, if you set this up. Does it ask you to do that?
It's not
Okay.
taking me to that part actually.
You asked between two options like generating better and generate.
You use
Yeah.
use the class.
Okay, class. Now here we should give them the password.
No, yeah, you have the password.
Okay, now we are in.
Yes. And then, just for the sake of like making it easy, I'm just gonna say no expiration.
Do we do it now?
Yeah, yeah. No expiration, and then select everything for now.
Like literally everything?
Yeah. Don't forget to enter a name for your token.
After selecting everything?
At any point in time.
Okay, so for the node, which is ourselves,
Yeah, this note means is the name of the token, which you choose whatever you want. So for example, for me, I'm calling it the everything token, which is literally what it does.
I call it. one-
You don't have to, but for now, just to make it easier, everything. Just to not go into details what does every option.
Then copy this,
And then make sure you copy this in your clipboard and then put it somewhere in your text editor. So for example, if I press generate token now, so it says here, this is my token, and then I need to make sure I copy my personal access token now because I won't be able to see it again. So I have to press here on this small blue thingies. For now, I'm gonna make an empty file, and then this is my personal access token. So when you try to do git clone, it asks you for your username, input your GitHub username, asks you for your password, input this personal access token.
If it doesn't ask, and
If it doesn't ask, then you are fine. So are good to go.
Yeah.
Okay, so for you, because we are choosing file when to. Let me get the. This is just for the people who face this login request. Okay. I have an idea.
Yeah, we'll give it a name.
So, guys, choosing SSH versus HTTPS. But like choosing SSH versus HTTPS should not, you should not create a model that just go with HTTPS, but master. Like you can always SSH. Like I think HTTPS is when you do it, you need to always see where you are and where you want to go. Then we actually have these when you create branches for your image.
Right now, I'm gonna take the future. Would you please come here?
Can I help them with that?
Thank you. It's just.
Yeah, he would. Thank you.
This would work.
Like,
Okay, so. Uh, So let's talk a bit about this.
Look at that term.
So guys, people, if if you get an error on commit that says something like they don't know, Git does not know who you are, you need to configure this username and email on your on Git to be able to commit, then just execute these two lines where you say you are basically telling Git, this is my email and it will be your email on GitHub, and this is my username, it will be your username on GitHub. Yes. Yes. While you are,
I just created it, but.
I'm coming for you.
I deleted it all. I will. Made it up. All of it, but.
This one.
But I could have that green, pink, yellow, and blue signs here so I can see what's going on. Why do you like it? I you are inside of Visual Studio Code. How can I get inside? So this is the what? What? Press that. Oh. So now, I go for, now I'm there, right? Now, now I go get that. Get branch, I will name it. This, now, okay? Work, did it work?
Anytime you want to know which branch they are on, and what status of the recovery, we changed it down. The first thing that you always want to execute and try to get the recovery is get that. So now we created a branch.
Now, on branch name, your branch is up today by origin name. Nothing. Repeat it at current. Yeah. I just created it. It's like grabbing.
So now you want to create a branch. Create it, yeah.
What happened? Okay. The main is here. Get branch H.
Between the words with dashes. Like the minus sign.
Let me surprise you.
How do you check out?
Get branch dash H. I think I'm in the branch side.
How do you figure out? If you're on the branch?
Go get steps.
So the way you check out to a different branches by typing check out that branch name.
Get out. This is all for. Which the branch for? You know what means?
Yeah.
Yes, you need to type
What we are doing here.
Check
Out the branch. You said you are doing that.
there's no
Yeah, because copy it, you do it. Let it copy it for itself. Give up right now. By doing it right. Yes. No, copy it from, now copy it is from the remote part. The remote repository. No, you have it, but you have only one copy. Now this repository is connected with the remote part.
So now I
Now you have
feel.
Yeah.
So right now I'm on the,
This is the second copy. Only locally on the team, and it's not the corrupt, the main part. This second copy we call branch.
The next 10 minutes, I'm gonna forget everything.
Next 10 minutes,
Yeah. The column pushes, I go get push.
press origin. You say you want to push it to the remote part.
Yeah.
And then they branch. Origin and crashing the one you created. Flow takes the one part and creates some file, a folder for you to open. And then put everything. So you only need to change directly to that.
No, I don't.
Or the repository.
can I scroll a little bit up? Oh.
Like,
You face the issue of you need to know, tell me who you are and stuff like that, but you need to try to do it.
Yes, yes, I'm also doing pictures. Maybe you wanna do it here? You wanna take the picture? Yeah, maybe it's better.
That's right, my name.
Because then we go here.
yeah, yeah.
Are we all taking pictures?
Yeah, I think it's helpful so we can practice.
Would be easier, right? Yeah. No, that's the help part. We don't, this is what we need. Let's ask him.
Right message to it.
Okay, you did, push. You did the convention. Sure. Yeah. This is
There's one more. What are the connections? You need to
So you have our consultant that's
Okay, that's a change.
So you do a trade inside, you take a look. Or doing a change. But the first time you do the change, you will not. And then the not understand it because nobody knows about the nobody knows about the house.
Okay, so now I got some.
I got one from this and yeah. Okay, you want to try what you do. Then
Give us an enter or. That right?
so you got the same message in this one, won't need to run.
Yes, or.
Where you provide all the email. So what you find about. And you can have one good word. Just three.
Yeah, but you know.
I was angry, I was like, what? And I got insert. Extension gets up on like.
Then you.
Show that. Yeah.
No way. That's. You know, the one somewhere. You can go around. So you are. How do we?
So the way where
Trying to remember when did I do it? One also. I'm sure that when you release from there. I always need to be start and then do this and then start after and then this. Just until you are happy with this connection.
Why do you? We can cancel any command by so, the first part. So the reason this happens is that the list. Someone raised their hand. Yep. So this, and that it will give you how can you solve it? How will you do it? Like now, so right, get friend. No, get status. We will get the one. What is it? Now we can make. Yeah. I want to change it. Yes, check out. And then your friend. No, check out. Yeah. It's space, check out, space, and then you're done. Now to the.
Okay, well.
Yeah, check out is one. So how do we repair the? It is the model.
The original one, that is to. Yeah.
And then the register, you are on the. Yes. Right.
Hey, folks. Is all of you, were all of you able to make a push?
No.
Not all of you. Okay.
Who is in French?
You push, you get something to the first one. Did you open it? Show me the push button. Okay, now we need to open the.
Now yes, check out. The Nikki
I mean, now, if we use it, then.
Exactly. Now what we go get status.
You don't, so when you create a branch, think of it as
One branch.
not a full branch.
Everything is.
We'll go to this copy of
Yeah.
that.
Then it's fine.
Then it's down, we go to this branch. So that
Yeah.
other branches will not here is the.
No.
Yeah. Yes, yes.
Like a link.
If you don't add a file, and you try to commit, it. No, I don't think it. Keep track of this.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. You first need to do a change. But then,
Go get space.
okay, so.
Let's go.
Can you go? Okay, now you need to check that. This pretty, this five times. Yeah, you are telling me I want to.
Now we can push it.
Three means terminate that.
Push it.
That's cool. You guys.
Scroll, here. Scroll up. Down. This is last one.
Okay,
Okay.
so. This time is 170.
So, he said. We're gonna get that. What? Yeah. Yeah. So,
Yeah. Okay.
I want that.
So.
Okay. Okay, now, guys.
That's because you can
Do
do
whatever.
whatever. So what you do is that
We want
the
to.
husband for you.
Right there.
See, please do to the, and that's where you change. Or read it. Summary of the change of the change in the file. You will say one message. And no, it's because how many changes. You want to. Right, if you got. So now we have. Now. That's it. Yeah, that's really push. That's just.
Okay, right now. We send the- That's how many people are running, right?
Okay. So you don't know why.
Yeah.
Did you push? No, you did not specify where to push. Sorry. You just said push. Push origin first because they're telling to push to the remote part and then. Is that? Yes. No, that's not. Yes, that's it.
Well, I think buttons.
Yeah.
Right?
And you want to know the question where, just open the file. You create the file, go to.
When you put the remote branch and the remote put, the remote branch should be the same branch that you have locally. So you will say git push origin and then the name of the branch that you have locally. So that it will create the same exact branch of the remote format.
So it creates
I hope your local changes, but I would like affecting. Not affecting.
well,
I'm talking about.
now.
Your own branch changes.
Yes, it's working.
Can you help other people?
Now I understand.
This, oh, yeah. 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 And then we don't have to create this personal access token. So it's, yeah. Then you provide it with first. That's fine.
And now you have to do the
Can you type in the help? Now, they go to the half rate of the branch, but we got it all. Who was it? How come
This is not a.
Now, going to the new branch, add changes and guys, I'm gonna repeat the steps one more time on a different repository. You can. It is already recording, like the whole session is being recorded. Yeah. So I'm just to avoid the permissions issue, I'm gonna do it on one of my repositories, personal repositories that I created. So let's assume this is the same Hack Your Future repository. Okay. I want to take a copy of this repository locally to do something on it, like to work on it, to do some changes. And then I would go into this part and then make sure this is HTTPS and then select this copy icon. This is just so that no one would assume that I'm doing it from inside Visual Studio Code. So you all have to do it from inside Visual Studio Code. You can do it from wherever, basically. Okay. I am gonna clone this repository by saying git clone, but let me I want to just increase the size. Okay, no worries. Yeah. Right, so I'm gonna do git clone and paste the URL that I took copy from GitHub. Okay. Now it says it's cloning, and now it cloned. Okay, now if I do ls, I'd find this folder, which is my own personal repository, the one that I just cloned, but I'm not inside of it. I need to go inside of it. What git clone does is that it created a folder and made it the same exact version of the code that exists on GitHub. But it did not switch my terminal to go inside it automatically. So what you need to do is to change directory to go inside this folder, and then make sure you're inside a Git repository by saying git status. Okay, it says that I'm on branch main and that my branch is up to date with origin main. And when we say origin, always we mean the remote repository. What origin means actually is the remote repository. Okay. And then if you can see this prompt, this part that it says just main, which helps me without doing git status to know which branch I am on. Okay. Now I don't want to pollute the original copy or the main copy of the project. I want to make my own copy, do my changes, make people see my changes, and then if they are correct, I merge them back to main, which is the unpolluted branch. Okay, so to create a branch, as easy as I say git branch and then the branch name. As an advice, if you want to name your branch something, you just write your name, your username. For example, mine is this, and then a // and the feature that you are gonna work on. Like, for example, you are doing homework week 5, for example. So I'm just gonna do it like this: in unit homework week 5. And then I created a branch. This is the way, so no error happened. So that means that the branch is created. Now I want to list the branches that I have to know which branch I should go to. What I would do is git branch, and then it lists all of the branches that I have. So I have 2 branches locally. One is main and one is immunis homework week 5. But as you can see, I'm not like this. This star tells me which branch I'm on. This is like something from Git to help me tell me which branch I'm on. I want to go to this branch because I'm still on the main branch, the one that will be corrupted, the one that I don't want to corrupt. So what I would do is git checkout and then type in the name of the branch, homework week 5. Okay, now it tells me, hey, you switched to branch immunis homework week 5. Doing git status again to make sure of that. It tells me on branch immunis homework week 5. Now I want to do some changes to this so that I can commit them. I am gonna go to the same exact directory on Visual Studio Code, which is this one. Okay, and I'm gonna, for example, make a git command C sheet where I would say git init initializes git repository, and then git branch name creates a new branch, and then git branch without anything just lists branch, and then so on and so forth. But now I made my changes. I want to ask Git to keep track of these changes, because now if I do git status, it's empty because it's not the same version, of course. Yeah, makes sense. Now I don't know where I am, so I'm just gonna type pwd. This is the directory where I am. I'm just gonna take this, copy, go here and open. Yes. Again, git commands, cheat. Again, git init creates a repository. Git branch name creates a branch. Git branch without argument lists branches. Now I save my file and then go back to terminal, do a git status. Now detects that I have this file changed, but it says untracked file. That means it will not keep track of the changes that I made. It will not save them. I have to tell it explicitly, please save them. And then it tells me how to do that by saying use git add and then provide the file name. These two brackets in general, when you see them in a command line tool, it means this is an argument, a variable that you enter based on your command to include in what will be committed. So it does not know what will be committed. You need to tell it explicitly, please commit this. So you would say git add and then give it the whole file path or name in this case. Copy, paste. And then if I do git status again, it says, okay, so you have added a new file. And then it tells me the same. Then I need to commit it. It says changes to be committed. So I need to commit it. And now I say commit. I have to give my commit a message because this message will be read by other people. And then these people will get a summary of my changes and see if they want to actually do that or not, review my commit or not. Okay, so I have to give a summary of what I exactly did in this commit. So Mercedes asked, what if I did like 100 file changes? Am I gonna do right change in the commit message? Ideally, you would not do 100 file changes in just one commit. You can do one file change and then commit, and then give it a summary, and then do one other file change and then commit, and then give it a summary, and so on and so forth. So here I added cheat sheet, added commands for init and branch. And then I want to git push just to publish my branch to GitHub. I want to push it to origin, which means I want to push it to the remote part. And then the branch name, which I will be taking from here. And then Git tells me, or GitHub actually tells me, if you want to create a pull request for this branch, which is my branch of GitHub, by visiting this URL. So I'm gonna go. So a pull request basically is how people will see your changes. It basically says the changes between your branch and the main branch. It just prints the changes, the differences between the main branch and your branch. So if I go to this URL, if I open it now, it will tell me, okay, so you are creating a new pull request, and then it will tell me all of the commits that I made, and says that there's one file changed and one contributor. And if I go down, it will show me the difference. So here on the main branch, always the main branch is on the left. On the main branch, there's no file called git commands cheat sheet, but on the right side, which is my branch, I have added, it shows this is the plus sign I have added. Git init by all of these things, okay? Yeah. Okay. And then I create a pull request. Okay, so now it says, so this pull request is ready to merge. We will stop here. I will probably do a recording to continue explaining the rest of the commands that we have, but we have had a couple of more commands that we wanted to go through. We only went through git init and git status, git checkout, and git branch. Just this is a way to create another branch, another way of branch. Like this is a way to create branches as well, but instead of creating branches and then you having to check out into them, it just creates and checks out at the same time. And this, this we went through git add, we went through git commits, we went through git push. There is missing git fetch and git pull. And we have homework actually for the next time that I'm gonna post also on channel. So there's this URL that has cheat sheet of all of the commands. You can download it. And it tells you, for example, so git init directory means create empty git repo in a specified directory. Run with no arguments to initialize the current directory on a Git repository. And so on and so forth. Like it explains every command and what it does and like what's the argument to this command. And we also have this exercise on W3 school, which is basically a Git exercise. So for example, if I went through here, insert the missing part of the command to check which version of Git, if any, is installed. Yep. Not correct. Because the cool. Awesome. So I would urge you guys to go through these exercises and the cheat sheet. And for the homework, you have, yes,
What is that?
that's homework. That's called homework.
Where is the picture?
Actually, like we were supposed to go through 5 exercises today. Things didn't go
Thank you.
the way I was expecting. Maybe I was just a little bit slow to. Yeah, yeah. And if you have time, please try to go through the exercise.
Okay.
Next week, it's again.
No, it's the doctor.
Yes, we have a class 24. Oh, so yeah, you post the.
Yeah.
Class, one thing is that the class communication. Remember that? Let's continue. Second year. Didn't get it. Now.
We have.
Yeah. Yes. I also think about one of those things is now we're like starting to get into the startup thing, right? So it is going to be like a little bit more in-depth now on in terms of both like what there is to do because for many of this is all completely new, right? And especially going into JavaScript. So you all have lives, you have responsibilities, babies and work and whatever. See from now on in the next couple of weeks what you can do so that you have enough time to really work on the course, no? Because you can always see now with Git, there's gonna be so many questions and so much that you might not know how to do during this week with the homework as well. So have the time and have the space focus on this right now. This is so important, especially for like the first